The Rundown is brought to you by Commonwealth Brewery Limited. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's great to have you with us for another evening. Well, the Prime Minister under the microscope tonight following recent comments fired at the opposition leader that caused quite the stir on social media, bringing into question the government's commitment to strengthening the orange economy. The Prime Minister's Director of Communications spoke with Devontae Hanna on the issue.
The war of words continue as lines seemingly drawn between the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition following comments surrounding Michael Pintard's work history, leaving the office of the Prime Minister to say the Bahamian people are being misled by the Free National Movement.
If they read the Prime Minister's full remarks and not simply just look at what Michael Pintard is saying to avoid a conversation on his resume, then they'll have all the satisfaction that the Prime Minister don't see being a creative as a bad thing.
When speaking to party supporters over the weekend, Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis questioned Mr. Pintard's occupation history.
What real job has he ever had? What has he ever built? What has he ever managed outside of press conferences and political complaints?
Pintard, who is a seasoned poet and playwright, took his response to social media, asking the Prime Minister to apologize to members of the orange economy, insinuating it was a direct insult. Raming argues there was no disrespect toward the community.
The Prime Minister never said being a creative is not a real job. In fact, I think the Prime Minister has a record of doing more for creative than Michael Pintard has ever done as the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture.
Creating a creative and performing arts school, signing intellectual properties treaties, and supporting a Bahamian treasure, the Dundas, is all a part of the Prime Minister's desire to bolster the orange economy, according to Raming. He chalks up the Prime Minister's comments as a mere question.
So I think it's a fair question. I think we would have thought that Michael Pintard would have not feel sensitive about being asked about his resume and just simply say, what has he done? Whether it's creative or any other thing, just say to the Bahamian people what you've done.
Outside of being a creative, Pintard, who was first elected to Parliament in 2017, is an agriculturalist with degrees in anti-money laundering and compliance. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
So obviously, this is a point of contention that the opposition Free National Movement is actually playing up on, right? If you look on the social media platforms, they're putting out every day persons in the creative arts industry who have done well and saying, well, are you saying these aren't real jobs and so forth? So, you know, it's a bit much, because I think they're stretching it, trying to create the notion that he has insulted the creative arts. And if you listen to the soundbite, which is I'm happy we played, so you could hear what the Prime Minister said in that speech, did you get that? Did you get that he was criticizing him in the creative arts, or did you get that he was saying, well, what have you done to validate yourself for the role of Prime Minister? And I think it was a good way to spin a few words, not bad. Free National Movement, I think, if you see a door open to go in and to create something, why not do it? We're going into that kind of season, so the Free National Movement probably did a good job trying to spin that. But I think if we remove all of the theatrics out of it, we understand what the Prime Minister is trying to say. At the end of the day, he's vouching it and saying, listen, if you think I would insult the creative industry, then judge again. Look at what his administration has done. They're creating the first school of the performing arts. They've given the first ever government grant to the Dundas Center. So again, he's proving that, listen, his administration has always been one to support the creative arts. I know that working there in the office of the Prime Minister, that it was a major item on his agenda. So he wasn't against the creative arts, never mocked them. As a matter of fact, he's trying to legitimize the work of creative arts. But again, if you don't clarify your words when you speak nowadays, it could get misinterpreted, and the opposition was ready to pick up and put a spin on it, and this is what we have. Hopefully the theatrics on this will wash away, because I believe there are bigger issues in our country that we ought to be debating rather than trying to create something out of what I believe is not the issue right now. Right now, the issue is creating a better economic opportunity for Bahamians, providing a sound economy, providing reducing the cost of living, providing opportunities for businesses to thrive and develop. That ought to be the debate. And I think we ought to take the attention off the theatrics and let's focus on what each party, each campaign, each leader is presenting or trying to do. That's where the focus needs to be. So let's put the sideshow aside and let's stay focused on the real story here. Well, on to another story tonight. The Davis administration is bringing clarity and fairness to land ownership. It's been a bone of contention for many Bahamians for quite some time. The Bahamas Parliamentary Land Reform Consultation began today. It's a forum to discuss the land adjudication and land registration bills. The Prime Minister, Philip Davis, reasons that without these bills, thousands of Bahamians have been living without clear titles for their properties, and the aim is to fix that.
We are moving from an outdated deed-based system to a modern title-based registry. Every land parcel will receive a unique identification number. Owners will be issued legal certificates that serve as indisputable proof of ownership. Adjudicators, supported by teams on the ground, will visit communities, hear claims, assess evidence, and resolve disputes through an independent land tribunal. Once claims are settled, the land can be officially registered and secured. This means no more overlapping claims, no more land locked in legal limbo, no more families unable to access mortgages.
There we go. Meaningful change, right? Things that people are concerned about, things that impact people. This is just one of them. How long have we been dealing with this land issue in this country? For decades. Can't get clear title, can't find title, don't know who have title, and then two people holding the same title. All these issues is what has mushroomed the issue in this country about land. And this is a meaningful approach, if I may say so myself, because so many people are frustrated about not being able to get clear titles for land and not being able to, whether they want to get parcels of land or even crown land, trying to get the title search on it, it's ridiculous. And so this is hopefully long overdue. And so hopefully they can implement this and put this in place. We'll see a lot of the issues addressing land matters and land grabs and all of these land disputes perhaps have a better form of being settled and people being able to move forward in that regard. Well, you know, we can't go in this segment without talking a little bit about politics. And the next general election is scheduled to take place sometimes next year or whoever, but at least by no later than next year. But already the political scene, as we've seen, has been heating up. Speculation has been mounting who will become a potential election candidate. Well, the PLP's national chairman explained his party's candidate agenda to Cleopatra Murphy of our Northern Service.
The Progressive Liberal Party has yet to finalize its slate of candidates for the 2026 elections, but party chairman the Honorable Fred Mitchell says there is keen interest among individuals looking to secure a candidacy.
The avalanche of people who are interested in running for office is good in one thing, because you need 1,000 voices to contend, and out of that you get those people who are fit and proper to run. So there's no dearth of people asking to run, but there are procedures. And right now, the only sort of open seats where there's no PLP and is where there is no PLP incumbent, so to speak. That is the 3 seats that I've mentioned.
For Charlotte MP and Minister of Immigration, the Honorable Alfred Sayers, MP for North Eleuthera Sylvanus Petty, and MP for Michael Basil McIntosh have all confirmed their intentions not to seek re-election. As for the possibility of more current MPs bowing out, the PLP chairman says he can't say.
We don't know what's going to happen in the future. But as of now, all incumbents are continuing to do their work, and the parties continue to do their assessment. And of course, the party has said that everybody has to undergo renomination, including incumbents. So everybody's starting de novo before the candidates committee and will be judged on the work which they've done over the term.
While the FNM has speculated that an early election may be called, Mitchell remains adamant that the election is more than a year away, but says the public should pay particular attention to one particular date.
What I think people should be watching is for the 6th of June. The 6th of June is Randall Fox Labor Day, and we intend to show the country that there is a brave blue wave that is coming, that it will continue to bring a promise of stability, of management of the public purse, and to uplift the ordinary man.
As for Grand Bahama, Mitchell says the party has its targets set on securing FNM leader Michael Pintard's Marco City seat. While he did not share who the PLP intends to run, a candidate list circulating on social media suggests it could be Dr. Monique Pratt. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
All right, so we see it heating up. Things are getting excited. You heard the FNM say they're going to announce their candidates pretty soon, perhaps early June. And now we hear the chairman of the Progressive Party saying things are going to. You're going to see their show of support come June 6th, the Labor Day Parade. That's probably when they're going to kick things off. So June seems to be the month that everyone's focusing on what's going to happen, and perhaps the beginning of the real campaign when people will start seeing candidates ratified and out there. But time will tell. No need to rush. There's going to be an interesting run up to the next general election, and we'll have enough time, I'm sure, to talk about who's on the ground and who the people are and what are they running on. We'll be talking a lot about that as it comes along. Well, Family Islanders need to tune into our show tonight as executives of the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies provide an update on their road improvement projects in Family Islands around it. We've been talking with 3Ps. They're perhaps the best example of it and what that means. They're going to explain what that means, right? And of course, I know some of you have been hearing some buzz about Grand Bahama. We'll see if we can get them to talk and open up about that. And then a little later, after we talked all of that, we'll tell you about a young lady, Hallie Bow. You may not remember her name, but if you see her face, you'll remember she made her debut in television here as a young girl when we had aired the show called The Youth Zone. She co-hosted that show along with myself. Well, years later, she's now a grown young woman, and on Sunday, she's competing in the Miss Universe Bahamas pageant. Hallie's here to talk to us about, you know, her progress and her road to what she hopes will be the coveted title. All that and more when we come back. The rundown here on the ZNS Network. An exciting show for you. We begin right after the break. Stay close.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community, also help with the education of our kids in this community, and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Striping, a Bahamian company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1, our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2, once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3, our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
Mailboat service is a critical service to the islands of the Bahamas. Certainly, Andrews has always been there and dear to us. That's where we're born and raised. And so we play a crucial role in advancing the growth and development of Andrews. Customers want service and they want consistency. From the start, that's been our commitment. We work to sail on time every time. Our customers have come now to expect this from us. And one of the biggest challenges we've had was finding adequate funding. SPDC from the very start has been a lifesaver. My advice to young people, if you have a vision, a passion, an idea, go for it, don't give up. It's not easy. If it was, everybody would be doing it. Be consistent and you'll get there.
Hey, what's up, Mario?
Hey, Dale, what's going on?
Have you seen ZNS new digital platforms?
No. Let me go check it out.
Good day, Bahamas. I'm Devontae Hanna, and this is ZNS Digital,
where we cater to your news and entertainment needs. Are you a foodie? I thought so. Then look out for Digital Bites.
Shining a light on Bahamians and the good that they do, ZNS Digital is home to the sunshine.
Keeping up with the latest trends, our original content will keep you entertained.
Yeah, that's cool.
But have you seen the new website?
No, I didn't see it. Let me go look.
We're still your most trusted source for news and information.
That's ZNS Digital?
Yeah, that's ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
In the southern stretch of the Bahamas, where the ocean shifts from turquoise to deep sapphire, lies a place called Exuma. A place as rich in history as it is in natural beauty. More than just a paradise, it's a community woven together by salt, sun, and stories.
Here in the heart of Exuma, the sails were up and the spirit was high for the 69th edition of the National Family Island Regatta. Thousands journeyed here not just to witness the battle on the water, but to experience the culture.
Exuma offers more than just breathtaking views. During Regatta Week, we experience the soul of the island, a celebration of heritage, resilience, and community.
Join us on Friday, May 23rd at 8:30 p.m. for breathtaking highlights from the National Family Island Regatta. It's where the wind takes us, only on the ZNS Network.
Welcome after the show. Special good night to all of you joining us in the Lion's Den. I see you in the Lion's Den on Facebook. And then those of you watching on YouTube, wherever you're watching on your platform, Flow TV, cable TV, you're watching Turks and Caicos or around the Caribbean or internationally. It's always a pleasure having you tune into The Rundown. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, we can say without a doubt that residents in Eleuthera are extremely happy to be riding on smoother roads. It's all thanks to the road improvement project being spearheaded by the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies. The company's formula is to engage in a public-private partnership, remember that, we're going to talk about that, that would not only enhance their company's operation, but other local businesses and the national economy as a whole. Here on the show tonight is, of course, the president of Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, Otario Mitchell, and chairman, Dominic Stirrup. Gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to have you. Welcome to The Rundown.
Oh, thank you.
Let's go there because, of course, this is anniversary time for the group of companies. And, of course, you are a symbol, I think, to so many Bahamian businesses that you can start small and you can do well and be able to expand and be able to be consistent in the business. I think so many Bahamians are probably rooting for you to succeed because you represent that Bahamian opportunity of starting with little and being able to develop it. But let's talk about the Family Island projects because oftentimes people always tell us that we're so Providence-centric. We focus only on Nassau, what's happening in Nassau. But the government wanted to be able to take its improvement in infrastructure throughout the country. And of course, they decided the best way perhaps to do that is through private-public partnership because we know what that means. You find a partner who can actually get the work done, cover the costs, and government and then reimburses them. It's a smart idea, but people thought it would not work. You've proven different. Let's start, first of all, in talking about private-public partnership, and then we'll go to Eleuthera. You've proven that it works. What caused it to be able to work?
I think one of the things that myself and Ty realized that during the last election, don't make a difference if the PLP won, the FNN won, either one had to do 3 Ps. Because there's no tourists, there's no tax, there's no new money coming in the country. So you either do 3 Ps to get work and money on the ground, or you tax the Bahamian people.
Right.
And I know for us, I wouldn't be taxed.
No one wants to be taxed.
and the government situation in our country, it's straight across the board. So it's not just the Bahamas, it's all through the Caribbean.
This method works.
Right, it worked and they had the same challenges. So we was prepared for it. We had our international funders who was prepared to give us the funds. We had a contract from the government. I think when people hear, oh, the government gave us this big contract, they think the government gave us all this money.
Right.
They do not understand that when we get a big contract, we have to mobilize, get staff, get housing, get equipment.
Put the money into the project.
Put the money in the
pretty
project.
Much.
We have a project that we've probably spent over $40 million and not received a penny of payment yet, but that is the 3P project. But I don't want to jump again. I'm going to let you ask the question.
Right.
Explain too much.
So the whole idea government came up with this is so that they can still be able to carry out projects that are needed toward the country, but not have to come up with the money initially.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's correct. You know, when you look at how 3P works, is the private sector taking the financial risk. When you look at our 3P model, myself, Dominic, and our company is the one that is backing the whole funding scheme of the project. So that de-risk the financial burden on the government. So we go, for one, we scope the project, we design the project, we secure the funding for the project, and then we execute the work. So everything which you're seeing now has little involvement from the government other than approvals.
Wow.
Everything else was done by us.
Now that takes a strong company, because if you're constantly doing the work and waiting on government when they're able to do the payment to actually pay you back, you've got to make sure you have strong backing in order to be able to continuously do the work and make sure the work is done to a certain standard.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things me and Dominic did from day one. Is we always see ourselves growing. So we always, as a company, wanted to be a professional company. So with that said, you have to present yourself a certain way. And if just imagine for someone if you go to the bank and try to borrow $20,000 for a car, they'll give you that no problem. But try go and get $200,000 for a house.
For a mortgage, yeah.
You heard it. So just imagine trying to get $25 million.
Wow.
We was able to stand up to scrutiny. We was only able to do that because, for one, we do business honestly, honorably, and we are known to get the job done.
Wow. Let's talk about your projects in Family Island, because you did Exuma, and people are enjoying the roads up and down in Exuma. Then you went into Eleuthera. And what particularly did you have to go to Eleuthera to do? What was the scope of works? And was this just something that Bahamas Striping did solely, or was it something that you involved other people and stirred the economy with?
Clint, during, I think it was our 14th anniversary, we looked at our company, we spoke with the board, spoke with our advisors, how we can make our business better, how we can grow more faster by doing a major impact in our country. So we changed our business model, whereby in Exuma, we do all the work ourselves. Eleuthera, we took a totally different turn. Eleuthera to Settlement Roads, I think it's 67 miles to Settlement Roads, while you are at $15 million was issued to two companies, Quick Fix and New View. Both of these companies are over 40 years old.
Wow.
Their largest contract came from Bahamas Striping Group of companies.
Wow.
So we changed the business model. So one of the things that I like about one of the companies took the mobilization and they bought close to $1 million in new machinery. So even though when this project finished, they now can do bigger jobs because they invest their funds and more equipment, and equipment is very expensive.
Wow.
On next week, the 28th, we'll actually be signing a contract, $2.4 million, with a Bahamian company who will be coming to Eleuthera to do waterworks.
Wow.
Again, this is how our 3P works. We fund the project. We look for the best qualified Bahamians who can do the work with us. They do the work, they get paid. We get paid from the government in the back end. So you're talking millions of dollars in Eleuthera. Not 100,000, not millions. $1 million, millions of dollars in Eleuthera that's benefiting the community. Not just with our staff, with the two subcontractor staff, with the third company that's coming in at the end of the month for the water main projects. and all Bahamian companies.
So you're actually helping government empower other Bahamians to do work and do the business as a company yourself, because you're giving them work and giving them opportunities and projects.
Yes, but we see it as the fact that we are able, if we manage a project and get other companies to do the work, we can do more projects. That's the way we look at it. On the other hand, we're helping the government by getting projects done, getting money onto the ground, and helping families and helping communities.
So in this whole 3Ps process, who takes the risk?
Me and Dario.
Well, just to add the benefits of 3P and what Dominic mentioned what's happening on the 28th is this contract is providing water to an area in Eleuthera that hasn't had water before. So when you look at the benefits of 3P and what it can do, it's progress and development. So it's an area in Eleuthera starting from the 28th. The waterworks is going to start happening in the area.
That's amazing. I think people are just now getting an inside look at really how this works. And this is not just some company who's just getting projects and being able to just, get money and just relax off of it. But it's actually, you're almost a conduit. You're passing it on to other businesses, other companies. Are any of these companies actually on these islands, from these islands?
Yeah, both we have Quick Fix and New View, both from Roxtown, Eleuthera. And has been doing business there for over 40 years. I know Quick Fix has done work outside of Eleuthera in San Salvador that I know of, and I saw many other islands. So they are well-established companies, well-respected companies. But like Dominic mentioned, even before the contract what they have now, they was working at a cap. And we provided them with a substantial amount of work in our particular project. We didn't have to do it, but because of our business model, we want to, for one, empower others and make sure that they be a part of something as large as this project that we're doing.
Do you believe this business model works for you?
Go to Eleuthera, drive the roads, and you tell me.
I'm sure they're very happy. I'm sure they're very happy.
Yeah.
You've done Exuma, you've done this in Eleuthera. Other islands on tap as well for you to be able to assist in improving infrastructure. Because oftentimes we just ignore the family islands and they continue to cry out for assistance and cry out for help.
Well, our business model is simple. The reason why we work with local companies, we don't have to do everything ourselves. For example, is Eleuthera. 67 miles of road is being done by local contractors who's from Eleuthera. We will take that same concept throughout the Bahamas. So
you're creating whole new industries.
No, the truth is, it was always there. I think what we're doing is just taking a different approach. We're not taking all from me, baby. That's it. We're not doing just us. We see that we can make more money by empowering more companies.
Looking at some of the video now, you see Bahamas Striping Group companies on those islands. Can you believe these are our family islands? We see with these beautifully paved roads. I think right about now, New Providence people are probably very jealous because we don't know the last time we've seen some roads look like this. But this is what's going on in the Family Islands. They're really literally transforming Family Island infrastructure by top-class road construction and road works. And in the process, teaching local people on the island, giving them skills, hiring local residents and teaching them how to do this kind of work themselves and be able to work locally in the market. We're going to talk more about what Bahamas Striping has been doing with the 3Ps and perhaps put some tough questions to them. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have more on what Bahamas Striping is doing ahead of their anniversary. We're back after this.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say,
Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm your national anchor, Mukesh Lopinder.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass that along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
The new stuffed crust cheddar flavor has a taste you'll enjoy.
Outside and inside.
With a delicious stuffed crust covered in irresistible cheddar flavor. Come and try the new stuffed crust cheddar flavor only at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
Welcome back. It's so good to have all of you joining us here on The Rundown. We're talking to the principals of Bahamas Striping, Chairman Dominic Stirrup, and of course, the President, Atario Mitchell, and talking really about 3P and how that works throughout the country. I said the Caribbean. Probably be Caribbean soon if I know y'all. Y'all always doing stuff outside as well. But we're focusing on the family islands because we've seen the development. We're showing video before the break of development taking place there. And I want to turn now because obviously Grand Bahama, I guess, was set to get some road construction there as well. We heard about a $183 million road contract. What happened with that? You've not spoken to that. We've not heard anything regarding that. What is that we don't know?
Well, I don't know what you don't know, but what I do know, if you look at Elutra, look at our business model, we have paid close to 30 miles of road in Elutra. We have spent over $40 million of our funders' money. We have received zero money of taxpayers.
Wow.
But road is being done, water mains are being done. Subcontractors, Quick Fix and New View, have signed $15 million contract for 67 miles of road. The exact same approach we are doing now in Elutra is what we will do in Grand Bahama as a Bahamian company, empowering Bahamians, not just giving them a job, but giving them piece of the pie.
Wow. And see, this is why it's so important to clarify, because you hear things come across in the media and you don't hear the full story and you wonder, well, what's that and what that's all about? Not recognizing this is an opportunity here again for Bahamian companies to be involved, to get a piece of what's going on. And of course, money that has to be invested by the company on the ground and has to be eventually repaid by government, but has to be invested on the company on the ground. Is that still going to happen?
That's a good question to ask the government. But Clint, I'd say one more thing about the Freeport project. IDB was scheduled to be our funders for that project. We was going to be the first Bahamian company, that IDB invested in. So that's really volumes in reference to our company. our company name, our company brand.
Because when IDB signs off on a project, you know, they always make sure that whoever they're giving the work to are reputable people internationally. And like you said, people don't recognize a lot of times these are international companies. Yes. This would have been the first Bahamian company
that's funded. Private company funded. That's funded by IDB. Yeah. Private company funded.
That's a big deal.
That's a huge deal. That's a huge deal because it took over a year of paperwork and negotiation, and it's a lot of process. So people don't understand, when we speak about international money, people are saying, oh, you guys go to the bank, you get the money. No, it's tons and tons and tons and hours of paperwork, back and forth with lawyers and accountants and due diligence. But the fact that we got that far with IDB, we was very excited, we're very proud. Yeah. We're very proud to be at least now we can say, no, we was almost there. But
hopefully it happens.
Almost. But
hopefully it happens.
It's still not, you know, it haven't been close. It's just pause at this time.
Hopefully it'll happen, because I think at the end of the day, it's a big stripe on the backs of Bahamians to be able to say that this is what Bahamian companies and businesses, private companies and businesses can do, and especially one that has had the history and the track record of Bahamas striping. It's almost like a Bahamian champion company. People are looking for it to succeed, and while there may be detractors out there, there are all going to be detractors out there, but people by and large want to see our Bahamian companies that have come up through the ranks, continue to pursue and move on to the next thing. I want to transition a bit, because your work has not just been in making Family Islands better, but then you have that arm of your company that puts back into the country. And we've seen people knew you for the colorful basketball courts that you've placed in communities that didn't have it or needed refurbishment of those. And then you took it to the next level. You went from creating basketball courts to creating actual centers and community centers. And one of the notable ones, obviously, is the Nassau Village Community Center, as we see on the screen there. Talk a little about your involvement and your partnership at this level.
Well, once again, that project was the 3P project as well, to whereby we designed, we funded, and we managed that project as well. We was proud that we had over 22 Bahamian subcontractors working on that project.
22?
Over 22. And wow. A lot of them was from the Nassau Village community and the surrounding areas.
Why was it important to do this kind of community project?
Well, when you look at something like the Nassau Village Community Center, that is going to be a staple in that community for years to come. And who better to be a part of it than somebody from Nassau Village? So that's why we wanted to make sure that the first rights goes to somebody from Nassau Village to be a part of that project.
And that project was funded by a local bank.
Really?
Yeah. That's our first local funding for 3P came from a local bank.
As you look back on that project, do you believe it worked well? Could you tout it as a success, the partnerships involved?
We finished the project a year ahead of schedule.
A year? Who finishes a project a year ahead of schedule?
A year ahead, Bahamas Striping Group. A year ahead of schedule. But what I like about the project, right, seeing the subcontractors who worked there, the sense of pride they had working on it. Yeah. Because the type of project it was, typically they would not be a part of a project like that. You know, we're going to one company, they do all the work. Our company model now is more of a management company, project management company. We have our project manager on site. Everybody answers him. His goal is to ensure that the standards we have set is consistent on all our work. And just how we have grown and the community has grown by having it, I believe those subcontractors also grown because, you know, where they might be in a week in a particular area, they had to get better to meet our standards. And I'm sure that the community will enjoy it for years to come.
How have you overcome the hurdles that so many businesses in this country talk about in our country? We've seen the ease of doing business, a rating for the Bahamas. It's not the best. We hear businesses talk about how difficult it is to operate a business in the Bahamas. How have you been able to navigate the challenges that we face in our country with running a business?
Well, I mean, it's still not easy for us. We still have our challenges, but you know, the idea of not taking no for an answer and finding a creative way to get something done. I think that's one of the approaches that have been, I guess, more successful for us, is that we always try and find a way to get the job done. And when you look at our company have a motto, which is one word: results. So once you keep on producing results, I think this is what happens. We get to make it true.
Dominic, this is year what?
16.
Year 16 when? Which day is year 16?
May 10th.
May 10th is 16 years.
Yes.
As you look back at 16 years, anything stands out to you about the company and its growth?
God blessings. Yeah, because, you know, people see the success now. They don't remember the challenges. Some of them do not know a lot of the challenges. A lot of people who was in our situation would have given up. And I will only say we are here because of God's blessings.
Wow. Let's take a break. We come back and we'll wrap up with Bahamas Striping right after this. Stay close.
You want to go IPO?
Right here.
Still on camera though.
Hey, what's up, Mario?
Hey, Dale, what's going on?
Have you seen ZNS new digital platforms?
No. Let me go check it out.
Good day, Bahamas. I'm Devontae Hanna, and this is ZNS Digital,
where we cater to your news and entertainment needs. Are you a foodie? I thought so. Then look out for Digital Bites.
Shining a light on Bahamians and the good that they do, ZNS Digital is home to the Sunshine Room.
Keeping up with the latest trends, our original content will keep you entertained.
Yeah, that's cool.
But have you seen the new website?
No, I didn't see it. Let me go look.
We're still your most trusted source for news and information.
That's ZNS Digital?
Yeah, that's ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
In the southern stretch of the Bahamas, where the ocean shifts from turquoise to deep sapphire, lies a place called Exuma. A place as rich in history as it is in natural beauty. More than just a paradise, it's a community woven together by salt, sun, and stories.
Here in the heart of Exuma, the sails were up and the spirit was high for the 69th edition of the National Family Island Regatta. Thousands journeyed here not just to witness the battle on the water, but to experience the culture.
Exuma offers more than just breathtaking views. During Regatta Week, we experienced the soul of the island, a celebration of heritage, resilience, and community.
Join us on Friday, May 23rd at 8:30 p.m. for breathtaking highlights from the National Family Island Regatta. It's where the wind takes us, only on the ZNS Network.
Welcome back. We're wrapping up a conversation with Bahamas Striping on this 16th anniversary. The company's been around. And of course, the question always is your future plans, right? We understand there's an IPO in the making somewhere. Talk to us about that.
Well, let's put it this way. It could be a IPO or it could be a private property placement. The committee has not finalized their recommendation to myself and the tires yet. Myself personally, I prefer an IPO to allow the average Bahamian to have a piece of Bahamas Striping Group of companies.
It'll be oversubscribed, I can tell you that right now. People like success.
Well, we hope that they will love it enough to invest in it. But we are still waiting for final recommendation. But we're leaning towards a public placement. We know some of our advisors more leaning towards a private placement. So we just gotta, that's why you have advisors. And we gotta see what the report says. But definitely myself and Atario wants the average Bahamian to invest in, to have the opportunity to invest in our company.
Any time frame before you make an announcement on that?
This year.
Okay.
this year.
Okay, fair enough. People want to know. And of course, I have to conclude in talking about, I think, one of the biggest givebacks that we've seen, Let's Make a Difference. And of course, this year, you coming back with a Let's Make a Difference?
Yes.
We partnering with you. You got to do it again, because Zedna's had such a ball last year. Talk about Let's Make a Difference. It surely made a difference, not only in the people who received, but the people who participated.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, definitely we have Let's make a difference happen this year. I think we still juggling with which goal we're going to set this year. I'm pushing not to go over the 25,000.
That's a lot of people.
But
50,000 this year.
Well, don't even try that, man.
50,000.
Lord, that's the whole country feeding.
But we're going to be making an announcement very soon, and the rolling of the campaign will start very shortly.
Let's make a difference.
I think it's one of our best initiatives that we have done. We have, we do back to school buys, we do Christmas toys and ham and turkey. We have a good spin program at Foxer Community Center. We had the Let's Make a Difference where we raise money for different charities. But I think when you look at Let's Make a Difference, and how much persons are involved, not just the businesses and the sponsors, but the average Bahamian last year came and drop off kind of good, or a lady gets called, hey, I want to give a check, who I write the check out to. And that's what I think what makes Let's Make a Difference powerful, because it's the average person, the average Bahamian. Like we say, we'll take $1. Of course, we'll take $1 million too. But every penny makes a difference. And what's really important for us is not Nassau based. It's for the whole country. And that's the goal, to get more islands involved this year.
You're going into year 16. What is the forefront of your mind for your company when you think about development in this 16th year that you want to see achieved?
Well, we'll be looking for more diversification and just continued growth. We have always been on an upward trajectory. Me and Dominic were just talking about it the other night, is that we have grown under every administration that came in since our company was existed. So we just want to keep the progression going. So just definitely diversification, and seeing how we could expand our treaty and brand overall.
I'll give you the final word, Dominic. What can people expect from Bahamas Striping going forward?
We're looking forward to the international market. We have now registered in 2 different countries.
Wow.
And we're hoping to, by end this year, we'll be doing works in 2 different Caribbean countries. That will come perfect timing for the IPO.
Listen, hats off to you. Congratulations. Congratulations to you and the entire team at Bahamas Striping. You are certainly an example of success, but knowing how to give back and allow people to participate in that success. I think that's one lesson people will always learn from Bahamas Striping. They didn't just keep it all to themselves. They allow other people to participate in the success story. And so congratulations to you. And thank you for the work that you continue to do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stay with us when we come back. Young lady who used to be on this set under the light with me as a teenager on the Youth Zone. She's now all grown up, and she's setting her eyes on a big prize this weekend. We're going to talk to Holly Bull right after this as she prepares for Miss Universe Bahamas pageant. We're back after this.
I am a master plumber by profession. I've been doing plumbing for over 40-odd years. When I was 9 months old, I was diagnosed with polio. To me, living with polio, I took it the way it is. I never allowed my polio to get in my way of anything. In fact, I love when people doubt me, and I just prove them wrong. And let me tell you, in the world, you could only find a plumber as good as me, but you ain't gonna find no plumber better than me. People with disability, they just need a chance. In this program, I feel so encouraged. Most of the mentors have different kind of disability, but disabilities like me. Sharing and caring and showing so much support with people with disability. They would encourage you to go beyond. I wish this was around a long time ago. Right now, I would have been a millionaire. You out there who have a disability, don't be afraid. Take the step. If you believe it, you could achieve it. And remember one thing, ain't no one better than me, and ain't no one better than y'all. God made all us equal.
For more information about how the SBDC can help your small business to make a big impact, give us a call at 461-7232 or visit sbdcbahamas.com.
Join
Join us on Social Mania, a new and dynamic game show based on the Ministry of Education's primary and junior high school social studies curriculum. Students from schools across the Bahamas go head-to-head as their knowledge of social studies is challenged. In this episode, Gambier Primary battles with Sadie Curtis Primary School. Which school will emerge as winner? To find out, join us as these two schools engage in intense competition. Don't miss it.
Well, 23-year-old communications professional Hallie Bowe hopes to fulfill her childhood dream of becoming Miss Universe Bahamas. The pageant is this Sunday, May 25th at 8 p.m. at the Atlantis Paradise Island Grand Theater, actually. And as Miss Heal Wellness, Hallie's platform focuses on youth professional development, emphasizing rehabilitation scholarships. Why am I saying all this? She could tell you all that herself. That'll be good practice for her question for Sunday. Hallie is here. Why am I so excited? Is because this is Hallie's, I call it coming back home visit. Hallie got her start, I would call it, in television right here at the Broadcasting Corporation when she was the co-host of the show that I hosted and created called The Youth Zone. And Hallie was one of our hosts, I think, in the 3rd season. Hallie became the co-host of the Youth Zone in the 3rd season. She was only in grade, how old were you? You were in grade?
I was like in grade probably 7.
Yeah, you were young.
I was very young.
Very young. In grade 7, and she just took TV by storm. So many of you looking at her now probably say, yeah, I remember that little girl sitting next to you in those crates. Remember we sat in those crates?
Yes.
In the Youth Zone. And so many people got their start. You got your start in the Youth Zone.
I did.
Devontae Hanna, who's a reporter here now, was in the Youth Zone.
Yes.
Xavier Knowles, who works for Atlantis Communication Youth Zone. Jasper Ward, who worked for The Guardian, now working for Reuters International Youth Zone.
Yes.
Alexis Johnson, Youth Zone. Jose Edian, reporter, Eyewitness News, Youth Zone. So Youth Zone, we did our part.
The Youth Zone builds winners, okay? I actually ran into Jose very briefly this morning. I was like, hi.
So I'm very proud of all of the young people on Youth Zone to see what you guys are doing. And now to see you making this bold step.
Yes.
Miss Universe Bahamas, you're going for it on Sunday.
I am.
How has the journey been for you?
Listen, the journey has been incredible. It's honestly been a transformation. So we really hit the ground running 8 weeks ago with the orientation, and they had us jump right into things. We had a business seminar where we learned from several Bahamian entrepreneurs who are killing it in their respective industries. We had a mental health symposium with Dr. Sean Knowles. You know, mental health issues are on the rise here in the Bahamas. So it was good to learn about those signs and symptoms of people in our community who are suffering with anxiety, depression, even suicide. So it was very, very informative. Actually, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I have a great interview coming out on my social media platforms tomorrow for those that are interested. And then we just had lots of activities, from the Meet the Contestants at the Rosewood to our Girls' Day Out. We went on the boat yesterday, over the weekend, to Sand Dollar Resort. That was a great way to unwind, and I'm just so excited.
So you've had to do all of that, and then you have to do all of the competitions. You have the costume competition, which you won.
I
Congratulations
won. Thank you.
And then do all that. Out of all of the things that you have to do to be a part of the pageants, which one for you was most enjoyable and most fun?
You know what? The most enjoyable part of the competition for me has been the Community Thursdays. So my platform is youth professional development. I chose this platform because when I was away in California studying, I was actually selected to be an international student ambassador.
Wow.
So I service the entire international student body, helping them with tips, getting assimilated to the States, and also postgraduate life, because for those who studied abroad, you know how challenging it is with the visa requirements to be able to study. And I was also selected as a first-generation college student ambassador for all those first-gen students like myself, helping them to bridge the gap between high school and college life. So my leadership roles really inspired me to pursue this platform here in the Bahamas, and I have hit the ground running. I've gone to Eleuthera, spoken to 4 schools.
I've been watching. You've been busy.
I've been very, very, very busy. I gave them an elevator speech workshop because our public speaking skills are so important. I also taught them some tips for their college applications, and I feel like sometimes we neglect our family islands. The title is Miss Universe Bahamas, not Miss Universe Nassau, right?
Good point.
Right. So I also have been doing some work at the Ramfley Home for Children, providing them with a resume workshop and a job interview training, because a lot of people don't talk about, you know, what happens when these kids leave foster care, right? They need that transition period. So it was so great to come in and speak to them. They're lovely, lovely, lovely kids there. I recently gave an etiquette seminar to the girls at the Claridge Primary School, and etiquette actually goes hand in hand with youth professional development. It's really important the way how you present yourself in media, online, and just day-to-day life. And I also was invited to give a keynote speech at the JA Most Valuable Achiever and Most Distinguished Officer presentation a few weeks back. So that's just some of the things that I've been doing.
You're doing more than the reigning queens do.
I've been busy.
You've been extremely busy. How's your preparation been like?
The preparation has, firstly, for the support. I have to tell everybody, we're Team Hallie. Team Hallie, I know you guys are locked in. You guys are locked in right now watching this interview. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for all of your support. I mean, I'm overwhelmed. I feel like in all my downtime, I'm trying to reply to comments, but it's just never ending. The reshares, the reposts, the positive affirmations, my parents, to the people at Bahamas, thank you so much for voting. They did like a landslide of votes for me. My Pepperdine alum community, JA, so many people to thank. So I just feel so blessed. And in terms of the preparation, it's been intense. I wouldn't say I'm a perfectionist. I'm close to being one.
You've always been one from a child.
Right. So behind the scenes, we're having interview prep. We're having walking coaching, on stage coaching, and also just mindfulness, right? Being calm in that place, especially with final answer and interview. You need to be able to just be slow and calm and execute.
That sounds pretty good. So Sunday, any nerves about Sunday?
Not really, and I think that's a very unique one for me because I usually have a lot of nerves when I have something big coming up, but I think it's because I prepared properly. I didn't really wait till the last minute, so I feel pretty good about Sunday.
Good job, and we're wishing you all the best. I know you're gonna do well.
Thank you so much.
Pay for it. All right, Holly, you got a test. I'm gonna see if you can still remember how to co-host from the teleprompter.
Okay.
Read the closing. You ready? We're gonna read it right. We're gonna close it on this camera right here. Okay. Can you read it?
Yeah.
Go ahead. There's some mistakes in there, but I think you'll figure it out. Go ahead.
That does it for the rundown. Be sure to stay locked in on the ZNS network for the Bahamas tonight at 11. It's the final newscast in the country with the latest news and information with Royston Jones. For all of us here at ZNS, I'm Hallie Bowe.
And I'm Clint
Thank
Watson.
you for joining us.
Good, you got it. You got it. You never lost it.
Thank you,
everybody.
Bahamas.
Good night, everybody.